Hello there, my name's Vince from My Mate Vince, and we're in a slightly different house today. This is my dad's house and he's having problems with his heating. So I'm here with my brother Paul and we're going to try to fix it. We are not plumbers, but we're going to give it a good go. We're going to try to flush through the radiators because some of them are not working at all. So I have my thermal cam here and you can see there that that radiator is completely cold. And in contrast, if we were to go here, you can see that that radiator is nice and warm. This one here is also playing up. So he's got a few radiators in the house that are not working properly. I mean, look at this one here. You can see it's getting warm up the top, but the bottom is cold. So this heating hasn't been touched in years and years and years. And I think what's happened is the radiators have got sludged up. As well as that, we're unsure if the valves are working properly. So my brother's bought some, I think it's Pegler valves, but I'll double check that in a minute. They're not even balanced anymore because my dad over the years has just been like turning them on more to try to get more heat through, but some of them now are completely blocked. I'm filming it because I thought it'd be just a little bit different. As I say, we're not plumbers. Also, be a little bit respectful. My dad's 85. The house is tired. It hasn't been touched in years and years. He's happy here. He's not bothered, but we could take these radiators off and the very minimum is going to be full of dust. There could be Y-fronts and socks down there. So yeah, don't be shocked if you see a load of dust and dirt in this video, but what you will see is real life. If there's massive problems, we will show you that. If something ends up leaking black sludge everywhere, again, we'll show you that. And just quickly, I'm not going to show you every rad in the house, but again, you can see warm up the top, cold at the bottom. So if it was the other way around, it might suggest that there's air in it, but because it's cold at the bottom and warm up the top, it suggests that there could be full of sludge at the bottom. And then just one more, this one here is working okay. You can see, that's my brother, you can see that this one's working okay. So you get the idea now. And yeah, let's see at the end if we can have all the radiators working. Also, it seems to be taking a long time to heat up. This has been on about half an hour now, and they're only just barely warm. First things first, we're going to kill power to the boiler, so I'm just turning down the thermostat. And this is the boiler here. Not sure when it was installed, but it's been here at least 20 years, probably about 2004. So we're going to kill power just here. Oh. And we need to drain the system down. So apparently this is the lowest point here outside, but obviously we have to stop water from constantly coming in. So now we're going to go up to the attic, and I presume there's going to be some sort of ball cock there that we need to tie up. Otherwise, water's constantly going to be going in and coming out here. So we're up in the attic now. We have two tanks. This massive one here, that's full of cold water, and this one here. This is the one for the central heating. So that's the ball cock there. If you were to push that down, mimicking the water going down, then water's going to start flooding through this bit here. So what you could do is you could put a bit of wood across the top and then a cable tie or a bit of wire to hold up, and then it can't drop. But my dad has actually got a tap here, which is also going to kill the main feed, because you can see this is the main feed. So let's, and it's free, which is good. So there we go. I've turned that now. So now even if I was to push this down, you can hear there's no water coming out. So now hopefully we can drain down the system and all this water here will then disappear into the garden. Just getting distracted, but look, the Millennium Falcon's up here. And I used to love, not necessarily love the game, but I just used to love looking at the pictures of all the cars on this one here, because it had some of the nicest cars. Oh, look at that, Sunbeam, Alpine, Aston Martin, DB5. Oh, I haven't seen that in 30, I would say about 35 years. Good that. And look at what we have here. My brother just pointed this out to me. I remember this. This was our old hard-wired phone. So this is pulse dialing, where you would do this and it would pulse once instead of tone, pulse twice. Look at that, it's all gone, it's all getting seized up now because that hasn't been used again. Probably in 30 years or something. And sometimes I used to pulse dial out without using this. You see these bits here? Again, this has got seized, but if you were to go speaking clock 1, 2, 3, you would do 1, pause, 2, pause, 3. And when it comes to zeros, you have to do it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I used to dial out like that on purpose. Sometimes people used to think you get free calls. You don't. It's exactly the same as just doing that. It's putting pulses down the line. And my dad just showed me this, and it started a discussion. He said that this was like, you know, like a potty. This was in the house when he bought the house, whenever that was. When would he have bought?
67, 66.
66, 67. And initially thought it was a potty, but then my brother said, why would it be shaped like this? So he thinks maybe it's if you're bed bound and you need to do a number 2, then you could put this, somebody could put this underneath you and you could do your business in here. And this brings back memories. Haven't seen this since the kid as well. And this belonged to my brother here. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was for some sort of engineering drawings, but this is a slide rule for a calculator. So he's old enough that he wasn't, and in his syllabus at school, he wasn't allowed to use calculators even though they had them. So he would have had to be using this in maths. I'm not going to pretend to know how it works, and I'm sure he's probably forgotten as well. Not as good as the mechanical calculator that I did in the video years ago. So we're going to be putting it into a foul water. So my dad says that this one here is the foul drain and this one here is fresh water. So we're going to be just getting a hose pipe, nice cobweb, from here to here.
It's opening out, isn't it?
Okay, so there should be water coming out any second. Here we go. Oh yeah, it's black. I know you can't see this because it's in the it's in a dark drain, but that is black. There you go, look at that. Brother's got a magnet here, so he's going to put it in here to see if it picks up anything. Oh yeah, there you go.
Obviously the container's metal.
Yeah. We like to make life easy.
Stuff's called, they call it magnetite.
So hold on, oh there you go, look at that. Oh yeah, wow, oh wow, look at that. Oh, that's amazing, just from that. I mean, there's a good half a thimble full there, isn't there? And that's just from washing it round there. We should put this on the water coming out, Paul, and see how much gets collected. Do you want to put it straight on here? I wonder, would the magnet be good enough to overcome that?
Probably not.
Yeah, it is. Look at that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's proof that is full of absolute sludge. So it's this stuff here which is causing the radiators and the valves and everything to block up.
Yes.
That's amazing. So that's the inside of radiators.
I think that's the product of corrosion, I believe. Yes.
Corrosion from the inside of the radiator breaking down.
I don't know, is it ferrous oxide or something? I'm not actually sure what it actually is.
Yeah.
Chemically.
So if you have a look here, it's come to a stop, so you might think that it's all drained down, but it hasn't. What might have happened is a vacuum. So we now need to go upstairs to all the rads, and we need to, like, you know, the bleed screw on them, we need to undo that to let air in, and once air gets in, then more water will, in fact it started again, more water will come out, because I think what happens is with the vacuum, it holds it there and it stops any more water from coming out. So we're starting at the highest point, which is upstairs, but we have to undo these on every rad. So we've got a little radiator bleed key, and we're just going to put it in there, and you can hear the air. My brother's got a rag just in case water was to come spurting out. And make sure obviously all the valves are open as well, because otherwise the water's not going to come out of the radiators. Even as it is, if it's completely blocked, we might find that it's a complete mess when we take these radiators off, but that'd be part of the fun. So if you look at the radiator here, obviously we've got to make sure that the valves are open. This is like the valve that the customer can use to increase or decrease the flow, the heat in that radiator. And this one isn't. So this is where the plumber originally would have been balancing the rads, because the reason you would balance them is because you kind of want them all coming on at the same time. You don't want this to get red hot and the one downstairs to be cold for ages. You want them all to be relatively balanced. But because my dad's been messing with them, I think we're going to have to kind of do our own makeshift balancing. What my brother did say is if they hadn't been messed with, then when my brother puts new valves on, he could have maybe counted how many turns this one takes to be closed, and it might give us an idea on the new ones. But yeah, that's not the case in this one. Oh, it's coming out quite nice now. I suppose once it's all out, you're going to not hear any more air So once the radiators stop hissing, that will also indicate that the water's out. Now I haven't explained, but what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be taking off each of the radiators and then bringing them out here and flushing them through with a hose pipe to make sure that they get all the sludge out. Obviously, if a plumber was doing this, he would have like a power flush machine type thing, which I presume you're going to connect to one radiator, and then it's just going to keep circling through until it's clean. Maybe that's a better job. I would say taking the radiators off and physically putting a hose pipe through them is probably a better job for the radiators, but the power flush is going to clean all of the pipes, while in this instance, unless the pipes are blocked, I don't think we're going to really have an option to clean the pipes. But obviously plumbers are doing it their way because they need to make money, and they can't be in a house all day taking off every single radiator and all the headache that includes. But yeah, so I suppose this is maybe a DIY way of doing it, or possibly how they might have done it 50 years ago. Right, if you have a look at this radiator in the main room, this is a lot newer than all the others because this was installed when the boiler was installed, so about 20-ish years ago. It has a TRV on it, a thermostatic valve, and these are full of some sort of wax. So when the customer sets the temperature to whatever they want to set it to, it will be open so far, and then when it gets the temperature, it will shut the radiator down. So it just means that the room can get up to heat, and then the radiator turns off completely, while with the other valves there's always water going through. While with this one, water won't go through, and I presume it will go to the next room more, where it can then heat up that room. So if you had these everywhere, it's supposed to be a bit more efficient. Now if you have a look at the old one, you can still see it's got the little bit of a cover on here that says Peglers on it. I thought it was Pegler, but my brother has also bought Pegler valves. The reason my brother's got these is because what he would like to do to save work is he would like to keep the tails on here and just use this bit here, not use this bit here, because it would just save time. And hopefully, I mean, these are not leaking, so there's not going to be nothing wrong hopefully with these ones here. If anything, you can see that there's more meat on that one there to get your wrench on than the newer versions here. Now these were made in the UK, but my brother's just informed me that the factory shut down last year. Yay! Brilliant. So we're not actually sure where these are made, but hopefully the quality might be better than some of the cheaper ones that you would get from the DIY stores. These are Pegler Terriers. So in this instance here is £24 a radiator. My dad doesn't want TRVs, he just wants maintenance free, which these are going to be more maintenance free than the TRVs. But obviously TRVs would be a better job, but hopefully this might be a job that doesn't need any maintenance going forward. So it's still trickling out, but the upstairs should be drained now, hopefully. So I think we're going to start upstairs because, you know, we've got a lot of work to get through. And then by the time we do the upstairs, hopefully then the downstairs will have all drained out. So we've got some old rags down here. We're going to shut off the bleed one here, because when we undo these and carry this downstairs, we're going to be carrying it down upside down. My brother was hoping to unleash the use of this, but to be fair, it doesn't seem to be any better than just a normal tin. So we got that there to hopefully get any water, and it's come undone nice and easy. So the reason you would use another wrench there is because the copper pipe is quite easy to bend the pipe if this was really stuck. There we go.
Yeah, it's easy. Okay.
We've been very lucky there because they've come off particularly easy.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be any good.
Thing is though, it's not a bad idea because it does go around bends, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, it does. You can squeeze it in.
Yeah, I think it's alright.
Squeeze it in a bit like that. I think that's the idea.
Yeah.
And then, you know.
Just let it drip away.
Let it drip away.
Up. Watch the wallpaper. Yes, look at that, brilliant. So I'm going to try to lift it up towards my brother there, and that way then the water should come out into that tin. Okay.
Okay, if you tip to me, Vincey, it's coming out now. Godo.
Yeah. Do you want it level, or you want me to go?
Can you go up any more?
Up higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hold that? You're up holding that?
Yeah. Do you want it higher?
Can you go any higher, Vincent?
Yeah.
Just keep going if you can.
Oh, okay. Is that it, or is it still coming?
It's just a trickle now. That's upside down very well. Stick your finger in one hole.
Do you want me to try to get it upside down now, Paul?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay. Okay, nice. Okay, Vincey. Now, if you just go back down, bring it back horizontal.
Okay. Shall I rest it on my foot?
Bring it back horizontal.
Yeah, on your foot.
Right, Vincey, can you just... We'll just turn it upside down.
Swivel,
Now.
okay.
Upside down.
Aha.
And we'll take it down like that.
Okay.
Be careful, don't kick the bucket. This has got water in it. We knew there'd be socks.
Socks! Yes! I told you! Brilliant. I'm waiting for the Y fronts.
And look how clean it is.
Oh wow, to be fair, what's going on? You've had this radiator off recently, Dad. That's spotless.
Huh?
That's spotless.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
There's no
Oh, fins.
fins. It's the fins that attract the dirt. When there's fins on them, they're filthy.
They're full of dirt. Yeah. Right, we're going to try to bring this down the stairs now, so I'm going to rearrange the camera in case one of us trip.
Okay, then it's...
Yeah.
Okay, mate.
Yeah. My brother's just checking to see if the if it's compatible.
Not
Seems
really.
so. Do you want to try that one over the other side, in case it's sided? No.
The valves are identical.
Oh
They just
no,
have different bits of plastic on them.
they don't fit. Ah, that's made the job so much harder. So the reason Paul paid £12 per valve is because he wanted the Pegler Terrier valve so we didn't have to take out the tails to save time. But it looks like the design of the valve has changed over the past 50 years. I suppose that is to be expected. So we do have to change them out completely. It doesn't really matter, it's just taking extra time. Pegler valves are still good quality, and hopefully a £12 valve will last longer than a £1.50 valve. So a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Thinking is we're going to rest the radiator on the toolboxes so we don't get it all damaged, and then we're going to put a bucket underneath, and then we'll put the hose pipe through. Hopefully we can see some of the gunk come out.
Just carry it back. I'm going to comment now that I always make you go backwards.
Where are we going? Oh, you want it upright? Yes.
If you stay by it, Dad, stay by the tap. Stand by the tap, so we turn it off.
Right, my dad's just going to turn it on at the tap now and we'll see what comes out. Actually, I'll do this by hands because you're okay holding that at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, sure.
It's a very long hose. Oh, here, well, look at that. Oh, well, there you go. We chose a bucket that you'd be able to see the dirt in. It's already getting clear. Oh, yeah, dirty again. Really dirty.
They're banging with hammers normally. We're trying to bring it all up.
It's getting clearer. See, maybe we put it on its side and upside down, it might dislodge more.
Okay.
Should we turn it off and put it... Yeah, yeah, do it live, yeah.
You just watch the back.
Yeah, oh there you go, it went a bit black again. Ah, now it's filling all up here, you see. So it's going to come out in 30 seconds or so.
You want the rocket?
No, I think leave it to its...
Maybe just let it
Oh, there you go, look at that. There was a good bit of black came out there. It's clear now. And do you reckon we should do upside down?
Upside down?
Do you want a hand with that?
There's not much pressure.
No, there isn't. We've got a pressure washer. Should we put the pressure washer through it?
Could do. Probably.
Would that be too messy? The water pressure's not great here, you see. I didn't think it would take that long to fill up the rad.
Put a pressure washer onto a end of a bit of hose, couldn't we?
Could do, maybe.
To it, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, here it comes, here it comes. Okay, it's black again. That is black. Oh, that's nicely dirty. But I'm going to get you a magnet. See what the magnet picks up. This is a bit clean here now, isn't it? Oh, look at that already. You can see the black bits. Look at that. Oh, that's cleansing. You can actually see it filling up the magnet. I can't even see if the camera can see what I see with my eyes. Look at that. And this water looks clean. Just shows you it's not.
Okay, Dad, you turn off. There's a split in the bucket.
Wow, so although that water looks clean, you can see it's clearly not clean. Look at that. Alright, so we're going to need to do this loads. So we're just pouring this down there. Apparently you've got to be really careful because it stains. Obviously it doesn't matter in my dad's place here, but if you had a nice tile patio. Look at all that there. Loads. So we just need to do this again and again and again. Every time you go from vertical to horizontal on the rad, you get a bit of blackout. When you go from horizontal to vertical again, you get a bit more blackout. So we do that for a while, and then I wonder, what about if you put your finger in there to build up some of the pressure? Would that kind of get the black more from the nooks and crannies inside because it's properly filling up? So I'll just show you that bit now. Hold it, it really comes out powerful.
Yeah.
Look, why is that? Look at that. So by holding it, it builds up the pressure.
Can you hold that a sec? I'll take the opportunity to get rid of the plastic.
Well, whatever we done, it worked, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, I can really feel the pressure now. I can barely keep my finger on that.
It's got so,
Yeah, it's about to go. You ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Watch yourself, Paul. Watch yourself. Whoa. See, we do leave the errors in. Look at that. That's amazing the amount of pressure it builds up. It's because it's airtight.
Yeah.
Airtight in you.
So we can build up pressure by just holding it every now and then.
Yeah.
Yeah? So after I did a great job of covering myself and my brother in this horrible black magnetite stuff, we just keep doing what we're doing. By spinning the radiator around, it seems to loosen up the sludge on the inside, because every time you wiggle it around the place, the next bit of water that comes out will be black. It quickly runs clear again, but by swishing it around, it does run black. It is nice to do this because it's a lovely sunny day. If the grass was all wet and it was raining, it'd be a bit miserable, but it's lovely and sunny, and working outdoors in the sun is always pleasurable, even if you're doing a horrible job like this. So we keep swishing this around the place maybe for about another half an hour or so, and then I get the pressure washer out and let's have a go at pressure cleaning it, and it's interesting to see what ends up coming out. I've got it set to its most powerful narrow, that's the word. Wow, I've got to be messier. Well, on that last go there, the bucket was full of what looked like limescale. I think it's cement from the bottom of the bucket, but my brother's wondering, could it be limescale from the radiator? So we're just going to do it again, just to see if we've cleaned the bucket out completely from cement. So we're going to do it again, see if a load more scale comes out, and if it does, it probably suggests it's limescale. So if you have a look, clean bucket. Yes, there is bits of cement around the edge, but the bottom's clean. Are you okay?
Yeah, just go over a bit for me.
Let me move.
And jiggle, you know, jiggle.
That enough? Okay. 1 second, before you pour that, let's just get it on camera. I want to see. The water's not awful.
No, it's not that scaled. That was quite a lot.
There you go, look at that again. Wow. Look at that. Well, that's the problem. So how do you solve that? Chemicals. Look at that. That's as bad as it was last time. I thought that was cement on the bottom of the bucket. You were right, it is limescale. Amazing. There's lots there. So as you can see, there's a bit of an uphill battle. This is only the first radiator and it feels like half the day has gone. Also, I've got to make it into a YouTube video, which is going to be extremely long. So now we take off the next radiator, the radiator which is completely blocked, the back bedroom radiator, the one by the boiler. Funny enough, it's bad, but it's not as bad as this one. This first radiator was awful. And yeah, take off this one. It doesn't seem to be as bad, even though that one wasn't working at all. Thinking maybe that might have been a valve problem rather than the radiator problem. Right, just because the day's already going against us, for some reason the pressure washer is not working. It's not the socket or anything like that, it's definitely the pressure washer itself. Haven't got a multimeter with me, but if you take the fuse out, you can test the fuse with a phone. So if you have a look here, if you move up and down, can you see the phone moving? So I know now that the fuse is okay, because otherwise it wouldn't be doing that. So for some reason the pressure washer has stopped working, which is really irritating, but it means I do have a potential fix for a trying to fix video. It doesn't seem to be, I don't think it seems to be, feel that, it feels like it's clicking off, Paul. So turn it off and you feel it kind of clicks off, do you feel that?
Yeah.
But now go on.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Did it click on there?
Did a bit.
Oh. Okay. If it clicked, try it now when it's clicked.
No.
How weird. Unless it's not measuring the water pressure. Way, well done, you fixed it. How weird. Do you reckon it's got blocked up there then? Maybe a bit of limescale's gone in it. Back pressure, it went back in. Oh well. That's a nice easy fix. Yeah, it's definitely working now. Well, at least that's the Karcher pressure washer working again, and we use it on the blocked up radiator. But the blocked up radiator isn't too bad, so we think now that is probably a valve problem that was causing the lack of flow in that one. The blocked up radiator is 3 times better than the first radiator we took off. Yes, there's still black water coming out of it, but not to the extent of the first one, and also there's no limescale in this one either when we put the pressure washer through it. So now we've got a lot of radiators to take off, and while we're taking each one off, we're putting the tails of the valve on. To do that, we need to use PTFE tape, so I'm just going to show you that bit now because some people might find that interesting. And then we need to take off all the other radiators, rinse them through, jiggle them around the place, put the pressure washer through them, etc, etc, etc. It's going to take quite some time. That's the one. So it's PTFE tape time, and the reason you put this on is to make it waterproof when you're screwing in these tails. But there is a right and a wrong way to do it, and we're going to try to show you the right way. Because if you put it on the wrong way, as you screw it in, it loosens the tape, while if you put it on the correct way, as you screw it in, it tightens the tape. Also, it makes it easier to put on when you're wrapping the PTFE tape round. So if you look at this one here, as you're screwing it in normally, it would be going this way and it's not coming undone. But if you were to put it in the wrong way, it would want to come off like that there. So my brother's going to attempt to do it now, live on camera, no pressure.
So, you put it on the same way as if you were putting on if you were putting on a nut.
Yeah.
Onto it, so it goes on that way.
Yeah.
As if you're putting a nut onto it, that way it'll be correct. And when you do the tape, do it so that it like rolls or it comes underneath, from under it, under the reel, so that it ends up.
It's quite nice because it tightens as you do it, doesn't it?
If you do it the other way, you'll end up going out longer and longer each time.
Yeah. So you start at the top and go round and round, and then.
I do. There's no right or wrong. I'm not sure how many times I should do this, to be brutally honest. I'm doing them 8.
Yeah. So did you know, I think this is going to be like thermal paste. I reckon there'll be a lot of opinions on how many times you should wrap that round.
Probably.
I'm going to say 4.
Get as angry though, I don't think. Plumbers aren't as angry.
I don't be surprised. They might be. We don't know yet, you see. I'm going to say 4. I think 4 would be the 10.
Yeah. But the tape's really cheap.
Yeah.
And if you do it too much, it just comes off.
Okay.
It doesn't tend to be.
Yeah.
It might make it harder than it has to be.
So all the old hemp's out, but my brother's just going to clean these up here so the new ones can go in nice and smoothly. So we've got a couple of wire brushes here.
5/8 inch spanner, keep it imperial.
Okay.
Would it be just haven't happened?
Would it be in millimeters now? Yes.
It might not be. Might still be the same.
Yeah.
They are slightly different, though, so possibly.
Yeah.
No, it's not particularly. It's not particularly good fit either. Not with anything. I don't think they're done to that greater. A lot of people just put them straight in when they're adjustable.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's quite good because I can see quite a few ants running around the inside now, so there can be an ant infestation as well.
There's not ants in it. So.
Oh, no, in this bit there's ants.
Oh, go alright. I'm ready. Full of ants.
That went in quite nice.
It did.
Yeah. Is that in enough?
I think so. I think that's good enough. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Don't go mad.
So that's it there. So now we have to rinse and repeat, do the same the other side, take up another radiator, do it that one and clean it out and blah 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 blah. So there's lots to get on with. So I'm going to cut the camera now. Probably might even start filming again tomorrow because you know, that's when we're going to be putting sorry, just laughing because there's ants crawling everywhere. It's just this day's really gone against us. Anyway, I might film again at the end of the day if anything interesting happens. See how many more ants we can find.
We're around both ways, aren't we? The wrong way. Yeah. Let's turn it around the right way while it's upside down. And now we'll bring the top up and try and hang it. Sorry, Tim,
My pipe's in the way, I'm not in either. Are you in?
I think so.
Okay, well, a second then. Just out the way. I think I'm in.
I'm in.
So for the rest of this day, we're taking off more and more radiators and cleaning them out. And then on day 2, the next day, we're also still taking off radiators and cleaning them out. So let's pick it up now on day 2 when we're doing something different. We also have to wire wool the pipes and stuff to make them all nice and clean and fit the valves properly on each radiator.
Day 2.
We are back again, day 2. Now, when we were driving here today, my brother remembered that it would have been best to drain the primary as well. Probably already drained because it's been so long, he reckons, through the return pipe work. But he's just going to put that into the lock position, the 3-way motorised valve. And then there's a couple of bleed. Is that it? Is that one here?
Yeah, one on top of the boiler.
Right, okay, that we have to undo. So with this, it's motorised, but you can manually move the lever.
Yeah, it's like sprung and it goes into a little notch.
Yeah, it locks it, doesn't it?
It's in a mid position.
Yeah. Oh, is it just a screw cap, is it?
That particular one is, yeah.
Yeah. And what seals it? A bit of
washer on it.
a bit of. Oh, okay.
Oh no, that's a screwdriver one.
Oh, you have to get it from above, do you?
Yeah.
That's a nightmare. Is that last slat loose, I wonder?
I don't have a screwdriver with me. I'll have to go get one.
Oh, it is loose.
This was for all his money, you see. Who puts anything in a brown paper bag?
It's probably something.
Probably been there since the 1950s.
Do you know what? It's probably a wedding dress or something.
Huh?
It's probably mum's wedding dress or something.
Probably is. But it must be so old.
Yeah. Check out that contraption there. If that don't undo it, nothing will. And right about that, it is actually a wedding dress.
That's it. It's gone.
Oh, you done it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I see it. Oh, that's fine that you can grab it. There's no air coming out anyway, is there?
Yeah, I've never seen one of them before.
Oh, that's fine because you can grab the whole
I
thing.
don't think there was any water in any of it anyway.
Yeah.
There's no gurgling.
It's actually quite therapeutic pressure washing. He's still got COVID. Quite therapeutic. Me. Pressure washing the back off the rads is quite nice because all those years of muck are all just being washed away. So that's the kitchen one, nice and clean now. So we've got this one to do and that one over there, and then the rads can start to be put back on properly with the valves. Ah, the sun's out shining. Feels good to be back in the garden. Reminds me of the Rolls Royce days. Having a coffee as well. Just a Nescafe job. How good is that mug? I've always liked that mug. That was one of my favourite ones. The favourite one, I think. It's a very time-consuming job. Not overly stressful, but time-consuming. Now, this is where we're changing over the valves, just purely because of the age of them. Most of them, I'm sure, are probably working fine. Now, I'm going to let my brother put them on so he can get the blame if there's any leaks, but I'm taking them off, so I've got the easier job. I've got to grip the body here when I take them off. Amazingly, everything apart from one so far has come off like really, really easy. So what I'm doing is, let's zoom in a bit, I'm holding the body. I'm probably going to block up the camera. I'm holding the body with this here, because remember, I don't care if it's getting scratched up, these are all getting replaced. And then I'm using this on the one underneath. The reason I'm holding the body is if I was just to use this, there'd be a chance I might twist the pipe because it is only copper and copper is quite soft. So I'm just going to hold that there, put this here and then slacken off. I keep forgetting which way I go. Hold on. That's it, that way there. So I'm going towards me. Now, people are not going to be happy about this. My brother wanted to take off the old olive and then put a new olive and a new nut on. And to do that, it's not actually that hard. If you get something like this and just repeatedly whack up, like, you know, hold a pipe, whack up like this, that will take off that and that. But my dad just says, leave the olive. You know, these haven't been leaking, so leave the olive and leave the nut. And we're just going to put a bit of, is it called Boss White, around this bit here. It's kind of like linseedy type putty thing. And that way then it should seal. The worry is that if we were to knock this off here and cause a bit of damage to the pipe, then when we put the new olive and the nut on, see, it's the olive that does the sealing as far as the waterproofing is. And if the pipe was a bit damaged or there was a bit of a scrape, there's a chance it might weep from there. So it is the lazy option. I know we're going to get a bit of grief in the comment section, but realistically, anybody can see that everything needs replacing. You know, they've been here for 50 years, but amazingly, although the radiators look very old, and I know they're not going to work as efficiently as new ones because there's no fins and stuff at the back, but they are actually solid. Yes, they are all gunked up, but, well, not so much now, but it doesn't seem to be rusted through, so clearly they were good quality at the time. I think just years ago, things were better quality. So, yeah, better job would be to obviously replace the nut and replace the olive, but we're going to leave them and hopefully it's going to be okay. Well, I finished my job early, so I've been given another one. That's the problem, you see. Right, so I am now going to use a little bit of wire wool and I'm just going to clean up around the old, so push the nut down there, you see. Clean up, not too much, just make it a little bit cleaner around the old olive. And get the copper nice and shiny and clean. There you go. So hopefully that will now make an okay seal. If it doesn't, we're just going to pop them off and pop the new ones on. Right, everything has now been wire wooled. So I'm just going to get the vacuum cleaner. And I'm just going to vacuum clean up everywhere because that wire wool, those little fibres off it just go everywhere. So you can see them all here. Yeah, but you can see they're nice and clean now. This is a nice little tip that my brother showed me yesterday. I have known about it before because years ago in BT we used to have this yellow stuff that was full of like granules and it did a really good job. The granules got into all the bits of your hands and cleaned. And I think I was told about this before, but I kind of dismissed it because I thought that's not going to be that good. But it really does work. So look, a spoonful of sugar and washing up liquid. And then just rub that all the way into your hands. And because it's like abrasive, it seems to get in all the nooks and crannies. And just seems to do a real good job of cleaning your hands. Also feels nice as well. It's like exfoliating. Ta-da! So this is the last radiator left to do, and we're just going to I'm just going to film the putting on off one of the valves. So this is nice and clean here, and this is new.
I just dry fitting them just to make sure before it's easier, you know, that they're going to fit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the Boss White stuff.
Jointing compound.
Okay. So I suppose if there's any imperfection in the olive, that's going to take up that imperfection. Hopefully it won't leak. Did you say this stuff goes hard? Or you don't know?
Sort of does, yeah.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
But it's not intended to, it's just drying out with the oils.
Yeah, I know. I think it's meant to go hard. Yeah.
Okay.
Just seal it there where the olive seats is. The olive is the only thing that seals. The thread does no sealing whatsoever.
Right, okay. So the thread's just keeping pressure against the olive all the time.
And take the old thread off would help.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Reusing the old olives.
Yes, yeah, I said that. I said it's because you were lazy. I was desperate to fit new ones, but all the others have gone on very easy.
No,
So
were a bit of a struggle.
what to put on?
Yeah.
Oh, only because of the pipe work a
yeah,
bit strange, yeah.
But this one here is easy. I just do them up by hand first, so you don't cross thread.
Yeah. The reason some of them didn't go on easy is because if there was flexibility in the pipes, they went on easy, but some of the pipes are already a little bit under strain. And annoyingly, the Pegler Terrier valves from 50 years ago are slightly different than now. As in, forget about the tails, the dimensions are slightly different. They stick out a different amount. It's to be expected. You can't expect a firm to have the same design over 50 years. There's going to be little tweaks and stuff along the way. So, but anyway, they fitted pretty good.
There we go.
So at long last, we've taken all the radiators off, we've given them all a nice good clean, and we've put them back on, and we've put new valves on as well. Now we're going to fill up the system to see what's going to happen. So my dad's just been cleaning out the header tank there, and that's what came out of it, all that mucky water. Right, so that's the tank, cleaner than it was. Let's turn it on.
In case we have a problem.
I'm going to turn it on full, but then bring it back about a quarter. So that's full, back a quarter. Now let's see, so you can see the water flying out here. Let's see if this is working. Yeah, there you go. Right, so we're going to let that all fill up. There's no cleaner at the moment. We're going to do, I think we are going to open all the radiators, get the boiler back on, see if things are working or not, because there might be some radiators that are still completely blocked. If that's the case, there's no point in wasting the cleaner on it just yet. So we're going to go now, start opening up the radiators and the bleed, little radiator bleed things, and then see if we have any horrible leaks anywhere. Just having a quick look at that now, make sure nothing is leaking anywhere. So it should fill up quite quick, because at this moment in time we've got all the radiators closed. So it's just the pipe work, so I'm just having a look around, make sure that there's no major water leak. So far so good. No, all okay. So stop filling up, so we're going to now go outside and just do the drain off, just to make sure the water's got to there. Then on the downstairs we're going to start undoing the valves for the radiators and work our way upstairs, and also the bleed keys as well, because it's going to be full of air. So we're just going to turn this here and let's see if anything comes out of this pipe here. No. Yeah, he's coming. Yeah?
Yeah, happy.
Yeah, amazingly, it's not actually black. Woo! Open them up fully, both sides.
Open up. I think so, do you? It can only fill up so fast anyway, can't it? Yeah. I might take that with me, be a lot quicker.
It would, yeah, I think it would be, yeah.
Yeah. That's all I'm filling now anyway.
Just taking this one off here because it saves using the pliers and all the other sides. Do you want a rag for bleeding?
Yeah, okay.
Do you want to bleed this one?
Yeah, go on. Probably do more than one at a time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start another one, shall I?
Sure. Yeah, you might as well, we've got loads to do. And done. Thanks, Dad.
Surprise, surprise, is another time-consuming job. This probably takes about 45 minutes to go around and bleed each of the radiators. It's quite slow. Also, you can't do anything too quick because there's not great pressure up in the attic, and you don't want to let that little header tank go empty because it's going to suck air in again. So really we're just doing one radiator at a time, and each radiator takes quite a few minutes to bleed. I'd say 5 minutes on each one, so time just adds up. Also, we've got to bleed the pipework up by the boiler as well. Remember, on top of that three-way valve, and also the on top of the boiler, there's those two pipes to bleed as well. And then you've kind of got to go around and check again in case air's moved around the place. But after a while, we have everything bled and we're ready to turn the boiler on.
And this is both on central heating and hot water, so it's calling for heat on both of them. Just wondering if we have to reset the boiler. It sounds like it's trying to. Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
it's firing up. I never press reset though. Oh, solid green, so I think it's okay. Yeah, that sounds like it's working now. You just forgot to bleed the pump, so you just have to undo that big screw at the front. Not sure if that screwdriver is big enough. Oh, well done.
Is this pump different? Normally I get water coming out mine.
It mightn't be water, it mightn't. Did a drop of water come out?
It's coming out now.
Oh, I can see it at the bottom there, yeah.
Yeah, right.
The boiler's kicking in and out, it's coming up with a red flashing light, so we're just going to see if there's any air in that bit there.
I wish they put something more practical in there is air.
Oh. Not much.
Not much.
And this is warm here to the top, so that's fine. Should we turn it back on and see what it does?
Yeah, do it. What's happening?
It's just green and orange at the moment. It's trying to fire. Right now it's fired. No, it's just cut out again.
It's so disheartening because beforehand my dad did have hot water and central heating. Not very good central heating, not in all the rooms, and it took a long time to heat up, but there was some kind of central heating. Well, right now he hasn't got hot water or central heating because annoyingly the boiler only goes on for a minute or two and then it goes into lockdown. You've got to turn everything off or reset it and go back in again. Again, it fires up for a minute or two and then goes into lockdown. So my brother's wondering if it's an airlock. We're not sure if it's an airlock or a blockage because we might have moved some sludge along into a more critical part of the system which is blocking everything up. But if it's an airlock, we might be able to fix that. So we add a bit more water up into the attic. We bleed more. We shut down certain radiators to try to get the flow better. Nothing's happening. We even just go to hot water, and all it's doing is it should be going from the boiler via the pump through the three-way valve into the hot water cylinder and then back up to the boiler again. So that should be super easy. And it's just not happy. It keeps going into lockdown, and by the end of the day, I can't even get the boiler to fire. We must be on it for about an hour, and it's been cutting in and out that much that we just have to leave it. The boiler is now just in lockdown all the time. It's just a red light permanently. It's not even attempting to fire. So it's quite late in the day now. It's 8 o'clock. We've been on this from 10 in the morning till 8 at night. So that's another 10-hour day. That's 2 10-hour days on it. I found this work quite heavy, if I'm honest with you, because some of the radiators are very heavy. You fill them with water, they become heavier, and you're trying to swish them around in the garden to get the water to go all up and down the the fins on the inside to try to get the black gunk out of the radiators. So yeah, I found it not easy. I know some people are doing this for a living all the time. I definitely wouldn't say it's an easy job. The next day I'm working on Brian's boat in Windsor, and then I think to myself, I know that this black gunk is magnetic because we've seen it earlier in the video, and I know that copper's not magnetic. I've got these rare earth magnets that are super strong. We're not sure if it's an airlock or a blockage, but if it's a blockage, it's going to be a blockage with this magnetite stuff, this black gunky stuff, in which case then the magnet should pick it up. So why don't I rub the magnet all over the pipework to see where it's strongest? Because if the pipe's perfect, it shouldn't be magnetic at all. If there's a section which is magnetic, it might suggest that that's where the blockage is. Also, I asked ChatGPT, and it said that after I said about the heated and hot water's not working, it said that it's very common for the pipework to get blocked where it comes out of the boiler, so the flow, where it meets the vent and also the feed from the tank up in the attic. So I'd be quite curious to see if ChatGPT got it right. So I am a little bit impatient, so I go back the day after I go on the boat on my own, just to see if I can do the magnet trick.
Day 3.
Well, I'm going to be keeping these well away from anything that can, like my phone, for example. In fact, I'm going to take my phone out of my pocket now. So I don't want any data being wiped anywhere. Let's see, wouldn't it be great if I felt some sludge? Please, please, please. Oh my word! It's magnetic. Everywhere. The whole thing's magnetic. That's not. And the flow's not. Oh. Hold on. Maybe a little bit there. That's not. We have, oh my god. Look at that. You can actually sit. Whoops, I'm on the boiler. Hopefully you can hear that. Let me try to take one off. There you go. Is that not proof? I don't even know if you can see that in the camera, but can you see? It's not sticking there. And it's sticking ever so slightly here. Can you see it's wanting to move very easy? But look at that. You can see how strong that is. So not up here, not there, not there, not there, but now it's sticking. And more so here. Look at that. So we have sludge, I think. I'm just going to go down low. No, good news is after the pump there's nothing there. And going into the hot cylinder, because my brother thought it might have been sludged up. Apologies, you can't see me. I'm down here. He thought it might have been sludged up with the primary on the inside here, because what happens is you have hot water, dirty water from the boiler whizzing round a coil on the inside, and then that's surrounded by fresh water. So imagine you've got a big big tank, and then you have a copper tube on the inside. That copper tube is where the hot water runs around, the dirty water, and it's clean water all in here. And this is the water that, for example, my dad would bathe in, or if I go to wash my hands, I'm getting the water in here, and it's the dirty boiler water that goes from here through a coil and back out here again at the bottom. And there is nothing on that there. That's really good. Look at this. None of this is blocked up. Right, I'm going to show my dad that because I think that is interesting. I'm not saying that's what the problem is, because clearly it's not completely blocked. But maybe instead of being 22 mil, with all the sludge, maybe it's only this big now, and maybe that's not enough for because the pump's got to kind of in a way suck the water from the boiler. Do you know what I mean? Like the pump's going to push the water after the pump, but the boiler's before the pump, so it's got to kind of pull that water through. And if it was only that big, there's going to be a lot more resistance than if it's 22 mil. That's excellent. I'm also going to get a little ladder and just to see, is it blocked up on the vent higher up there? But yeah, all here, this is all. Look, even 2 magnets there. That's 3 magnets. They're all sticking. So this really is good news because we know now that there's a blockage rather than an airlock. There might still be an airlock, but 100% there's a blockage, because why have we got such a magnetic pull on this pipework here? And it makes sense. If this is sludged up, the boiler can't get rid of its hot water, so the pump is pulling water through the boiler and pushing it after the pump, and it can't pull it because there's too much blockages in the way, so the water in the boiler is just getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and then it's going into overheat. It's going into like a protection mode. Otherwise, I suppose it could get so hot the pressure would build up and it could explode. So it's doing its job. Once this pipe works clear, then all the water can be pulled out of the boiler through the hot water cylinder or into the central heating, and that way then when it comes back to the boiler via the return pipe, it should be a lot cooler, which can then go through the boiler, heat up, and then go through the flow again. So the flow pipe, which is the top pipe, which is the magnetic one, should be hotter than the return pipe, because the radiators and the hot water cylinder needs to be getting rid of that heat either in cold water or in the room via the radiators. So this is brilliant because it kind of proves that there must be some sort of blockage. So I test the pipe going up to the header tank, the feed. That's not magnetic at all. And I also test the vent. That's not magnetic. So the problem is all to do with this top pipe here, which is the flow. Now I'm sure a plumber would just cut out all the pipe work and then put new stuff in and make a lovely job of it. I'm trying to do the easiest job possible, and I haven't got all these fittings or skill to cut it all out and do it. So what I do is I take the pump out, and then I'm going to try to rod up through the pipework from the pump, and hopefully my electrician's little drawstring nylon thing will be able to get through the bends and clear everything up. So let's cut to the video when I've got the pump out and I'm going to start rodding. Okay, so this is going to be the plan. I'm going to start rodding this just dry to begin with, just to see if I can at least get the rod through. Then as I start to make a bit of progress with the rod, because the problem is the rod is only like that big, it's not going to clean a 1-inch pipe, I'm going to put a bucket underneath it, and I'm going to get my dad to go up into the attic and keep turning on the tap, you know, in the header tank. And then when he turns on the tap, water's going to start coming through the pipework and will hopefully help flushing it out. It's going to be a very messy job. Luckily, my dad's house is tired. Imagine trying to do this if there was cream carpets everywhere. So yeah, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to be in the way for most of it. I've also got to be careful because I don't want my camera to get completely ruined. Interestingly, already I am stuck. Why would I be stuck already? How far have I gone up? To here. So I'm stuck on here. I might be just hitting against the pipe. Don't even know if you can see any of this. Well, isn't that interesting? I can't get through. I wonder, should we get the grey hose would be stronger because it's only a straight thing. Could you get that thin, do you remember the thin grey? Yeah, the thin grey one.
Yeah, that one I had outside.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that at all. Imagine if that was the blockage. I'm there blaming it on you know, this one here, but it might well be that one there, which is odd. But I suppose that is where it's going from 1 inch down to 3/4 or 25 mil to 22 mil. That is actually stuck. Look at that, it's stuck. Oh. My word. I'm caught. Oh, I am actually properly stuck. Should be wearing gloves, but I haven't got any today. Oh my word, that's not good. I can't get it out. I'm well and truly stuck. Come on. I think we can probably say that that is where the problem is. When I do that, there is lumps of something coming out. Look at that. Look at that. And that's thick. Well, my it's completely jammed at the moment. My wire's jammed, I can't get it out. But look at the rubbish that's coming out of it.
Oh yeah.
Can you see that there?
Yeah.
That's thick. Right, let's see now. Oh, there you go. It's out again. It's out again. What a mess.
Oh, is it thick, Vincent?
Yeah, thick, look.
Oh Jesus, that's thick out.
Yeah.
That's blockage, mate.
Yeah, look
That
at
would
that.
block
Look, there you
anything.
go. Look at that. Hope that's coming across in the camera. It really is. That is incredibly thick. I'm going to get the magnet to show that. Watch. Ready? Watch this. Boom. See there? Now you can see. Look at that. Do you know what would be nice? I wonder if I could send a magnet up there. Imagine if that would pull it down. There could be an invention out here. Plumbers need to have a magnet that doesn't come off, that can be fed through things, that could maybe just, you know, pull this all the way with it.
Except there's another way of doing it.
I bet there is. I bet they've got all the tricks.
Solid if you want.
Yeah, I think the grey pipe would be better. Let's see the grey pipe. I'm just going to put that in the bucket. But that was a proper, half a golf ball size. There we go. That's broken it. Because once I pull this out, this is going to bring a load of crud with it as well. See, this pipe will be too big to get around that top corner.
No,
but hopefully my smaller one will. But I think that was the main blockage here.
Yeah.
So I am trying to free up this vertical bit of pipe for, it must be a good half an hour or 45 minutes, and there's just more and more junk coming out of it. But yet my rodding tool keeps wanting to get stuck. But eventually I do make good headway on that vertical pipe. The problem is the big thick grey pipe, which is doing most of the breaking up of the sludge, will not go around the elbow, the right angle on the top bit where it meets the horizontal pipe. And my electrician's one will just not work its way round. I think it's just too blocked. So what I'm trying to do is whack like crazy with the wrench, the pipework, to try and dislodge it. And look at the junk that's coming out. But I really am whacking the pipe very hard.
Oh my word, look at this, look at this, look at this. Look at the sludge coming out there now. From whacking it, look. Look at that there. Look at all that sludge that just dropped out. Loads. Right, let's see now if I can get it round the corner, because that was huge. Look at all that there. You can see it moving. Watch. Ready? Look at that. That there, that is nearly the size of a golf ball. That must be the lot from the corner, surely. Look at that.
How cleansing is that? And the magnet is just finishing touch, just collecting it all up. But even with that golf ball size of rock hard coal-like sludgy material and all the watery sludge that came out before, I cannot get the electrician's tool around the corner. It's still blocked up. We have no choice. We have to cut the horizontal pipe. My dad does a fantastic job here. If it was me, I would have had my head to the left hand side using my right hand and it would have gone all crooked. I seen what he was doing. He held it in the middle of his eyes by his nose, just going up and down. He ended up doing a nearly perfect cut. I was impressed. That way then it allows me to take the vertical pipe outside and give it a good clean, and it allows me to clean the horizontal pipe. Now I undo the horizontal pipe from the boiler, but there's no room for me to pull out the horizontal pipe because the slats are in the way and all the other pipes are in the way as well. As well as that, I've got the feed and the vent on that pipe, so I can't detach it from the boiler. So unfortunately, bits of this crud might well be falling into the boiler. I've got no choice. But luckily, from the down pipe, the feed from the header tank to the boiler, that seems pretty good with the magnet. It's definitely got magnetite in it, but it's not like the left hand side. And what I do is I use a load of pipe cleaners to rod all the way through. One of my pipe cleaners is the perfect fit for this, and then when I push it all the way through and pull it out, it does flick junk all over the walls everywhere. But as long as it's out of the pipeworks, we have a chance to get the central heating working again. All in all, I was there for 6 hours this day working on this pipe. It was incredibly time consuming, but satisfying to actually physically get the junk out of the pipe work. So now, where are we? I'm pretty confident that the pipe work is now going to be clear. I'm pretty confident that we did a good enough job on the radiators outside. So now me and my brother are going to pick this up on day 4, and what we have to do is we have to solder in a new coupler from where my dad cut the pipe, because now we've cleaned all the pipe work, so it's just a case of putting it back together. So let's pick up the video now on day 4 when my brother's about to solder up the pipe.
Day 4.
Here we are back again, 4th day now. 3 full days have been put into this as far as myself's concerned, and 2 full days for my brother as well. It certainly is time consuming. Anyway, he would like to take the pump off because he thinks that all that junk, which is quite correct, will probably be all inside the pump as well. Right, it was easier just to take the pump off with the little compression nut there, and my brother's just undoing the Allen key or hex keys around the sides there. Oh wow, it's surprisingly clean. What? Unless it's all... Oh, it's going to be the other side of that, isn't it? That's the... Hold on. That should be the dry side.
It should be the dry side.
Uh-oh.
Or should it on this pump? This might be a different pump.
Well, mind you, you undo the bleed thing at the front to let some water out. So there has to be a bit of water there then,
Yeah,
doesn't there?
I think.
Oh, so is it? So can we? Does this come out? Hmm.
It turns anyway, which is a positive.
Yeah. Can you? We can't see through it, can you?
No, because it.
Oh, it goes in the middle there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That should come out, no?
I
So
would
how
have
did they get it?
thought
How did
so.
they get it together? Oh, well done, well done. Oh, okay. Well, there's a chunk. There's one chunk. Can you see here?
Not
Look.
bad.
Look at that. See that hard bit there? I thought that'd be a lot worse. Look, there's a bit of scale here. Can you see here?
Yeah. See, it goes. I think. What's the arrow? Arrow's there. So it goes in here,
Yeah.
and then out there.
Yes.
The
Yeah,
impeller
yeah.
throws it out there and out through here. It's all clear.
It's clear. Yeah.
Well, we know. I still think it was worth taking it apart.
Yeah. Oh, look, we've got a blockage in there. A slight bit of blockage there.
Yeah, but it's very minor.
Yeah. Well, we'll run it. We'll run it through the tap and just get it nice and clean. Yeah. Right. There was a little bit of black, hard, sort of limescaley stuff in these bits here. But what's interesting, you can actually see how it works. So the water comes in here and it shoots out the side. So watch this. When I go in here, can you see? You can actually see it coming out the side there. Yeah. And then the next one coming out here. So that's what happens. It gets thrown around. It comes through the middle there and then gets thrown around the edge. That's quite nice. You can see with your eyes how that works there. So the good news is that the pump looks relatively clean, but I did change this pump out probably around, I'm going to take a guess, at 7 or 8 years ago. So the pump is a lot newer than the surrounding pipework. Anyway, we get the pump back into position, and now we're going to solder up the joint where my dad cut the pipe, and fingers crossed, the central heating after 4 days will now be working. With no leaks. Brother's just using a paintbrush with some flux on. So flux, just like when you're soldering a circuit board, is just going to help the solder flow. Now with this joint here, the fitting, this is called, I think it's called a Yorkshire joint. It's actually got solder built into it. So the idea is you can heat these up and the solder's coming from within, but he's still going to just tap the solder here. It's quite nice to do. You just, when it's red hot, you tap the solder here and it drags all the solder in. So it makes a nice good joint. But the idea with these is you shouldn't have to use solder. So the pipes have been cleaned with wire wool because solder likes a clean joint. The pipes have been dried with the blowtorch because solder doesn't like water. Plenty of flux has been added because solder loves flux. And we put a cement board behind the joint because the wood chip wallpaper doesn't like the flame. So what we've done is removed anything that's flammable apart from the wooden slats because they're too much bother to remove. We're going to sweat this down. Hopefully now we're going to have a watertight system. I have faith in my brother Soldering. You got your solder ready?
Yeah. I always think more is better, isn't it? Flame.
Not sure. It's the blue part, isn't it? That's the hottest. You should see the Yorkshire fitting put a bit of solder out anyway. This would be a good time to say, do not copy what you see in any of my videos. It is clear we are not professionals in doing this. We are not plumbers at all. So don't copy what you see in this video. We may be doing something dangerous. We're not intending to do anything dangerous, but that doesn't mean to say what we're doing isn't dangerous. But in this area here, it is just water pipes, no gas pipes. So satisfying the way it gets sucked in. Look at that. Oh, I love seeing shiny solder. Lovely. Good idea to get a damp cloth and give the flux a clean, because otherwise you get that horrible mess. I mean, that's a prime example of it there. Look at that green there, and I think that's just flux that's been left on having a reaction with the copper years later. So yet again we have to fill the system, bleed the system. All of this takes a huge amount of time. Anyway, let's cut to the point when everything's been filled and bled, and we're going to turn on the boiler. Right, we are bled. Most of the radiators hadn't actually lost their water. So here we go. Has the boiler locked itself out? Or, oh, where's the fuse going here? Has the boiler locked itself out or not? Are you ready? I'm going to give it the sign of the cross. Come on. We've been here 4 days. Please, 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 do your thing. Do your thing. Don't lock out.
Gotta make sure we're recording. Right, was it recording?
Oh, brilliant. It wasn't doing that last time.
Is the room stat all the way up, Dad? Huh? The room stat all the way up. The room stat. I'll do it. Okay. Oh, sorry.
Come on, fire this time. It didn't fire last time.
You put it as hotish, is it?
Well, it did, but not at the end. Come on, fire, fire. Fire. Fire, come on. Yes! Yes, 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 it fired. It fired. Don't cut out. I need to go home. It's my son's birthday. Come on. Hallelujah! Hooray! The boiler is working. So now we just need to wait for the radiators to get hot, and then our job is done. Everything's cold at the moment. Or is it? All I would say is, never let Paul solder. Well, we knew it was too good to be true.
I'm going to drain.
It's
Drain, okay?
yeah, it's coming out here very badly.
Where's the leak?
On the new joint.
Huh?
On the new joints.
The new joint. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what a shame. So we've turned it down. We've turned it off now. We've got to deal with that. Maybe we need a compression. We need a compression joint there or something.
Huh?
Maybe get a compression joint for that.
Yeah.
It looks like it's leaking from the top on this side here. Thinking maybe of just draining it down, because otherwise we're going to have to cut out that bit of pipe now. I don't know if we've got any of that pipe, so what we might just do is heat it, drain it all down, heat it up, and then try to re-sweat that bit. So that is exactly what we do. We drain it all down again, which takes quite a bit of time. My brother heats up the pipe, and then once it's red hot, he applies more solder to it. He swears to me that he's never had a failed solder joint, but here we have witnessed for all to see that his joint has failed on camera, which gives me great joy. Even though I want to get home. That's brotherly rivalry for you. Anyway, I would love to blame my brother, but like the root cause of most problems, it's me. Does anybody know why this has failed? I did think it, but I've proved it when we take the pipe out and go to the garden. So he resolders this and it still leaks in the exact same spot. So we have to cut it out, and we've got to go down to Screwfix to buy some 28mm compression fittings. They're the ones with the olive, and that way then we can go on to a good bit of pipe work. Have you guessed why it's failed? What was I doing in that particular corner to get rid of the sludge? Yes, I was whacking it with a wrench. And copper is actually pretty soft. You wouldn't want to get whacked around the head with a lump of it, but it is actually quite soft. The pipe was no longer round. It had a little bit of a flat spot on it. And because of the flat spot, it meant then that the fitting didn't solder properly because the pipe's not round. It's got a flat spot. Let me show you that in the garden and it will make more sense. So although I would love to blame it on my brother, it was me. So this one failed at the top here, and you know what, I bet you it was when I was whacking it, and I bet the pipe is no longer round because it looks like there's nice solder all the way but not that bit there. So I think repeatedly hitting it has dented that in. So rather than taking a risk and cutting it here, we do have one of these. Now this isn't actually leaking because we've just blown through here and blocked up the hole here, and it didn't seem to be leaking from here, but I think it would be just best to do it here, and we can remake this one out in the garden, nice, you know, with a nice bit of room with some fresh pipe. My dad has some of this pipe in the shed. So yeah, looking closely now, I can definitely see that the pipe's gone flat here. So yeah, it's just not round. That's the reason it didn't. That's the reason it failed. So it was my overzealous whacking the other day. See, everything's hindsight. Really, in hindsight now, it might have been better just to cut the pipe out completely, and now that we've gone through all this bother, just to renew the pipe. And I think if you got a plumber in, I think that's what they would do, because they probably wouldn't waste time trying to free up old pipe.
So I'm just going to cut through this 1-inch pipe using the pipe cutters, and that will give a nice clean cut, and I deburr it afterwards. While I'm doing that, we'll shout out the My Mate Vince Massive. They are the top level Patreons. The members this month are Keemon Services, Kip Hakes on YouTube, Max Rokotansky, Chris Seal, Felipe at MrKeebs.com, DJ VG, Pigsy, Ross Melanson, Rickard Bergland, Shamsa Al Swadi, Stuart Park, Stephen from the Broken Past on YouTube, Lee Benz, AJ Computer Services UK, Chris Bayans, Victor B, Garin Shaw, and Lady Leona Drury. Massive thanks to each and every one of you. As always, thank you so much. There's so many people on the My Mate Vince Massive. When I set it up to begin with, I thought I might get one person every few months, and it's just crazy that this many people are on the Massive. It is fantastic because it helps out the channel massively. Thank you again. So obviously everything has to be drained down again, and then we have to do all the pipe work, and then we have to fill it all and bleed it. I would say there's another 3 hours gone here, including going to Screwfix to buy the compression fittings. They were, I think, just under £6 each, and luckily they had them in stock. My dad already had an elbow, a right angled one, in the shed, and he already had some of this pipe as well, this inch pipe. So we made it up outside, and then we could just tighten everything up in the airing cupboard where the boiler is. I say we, it's my brother. I'm just there holding the camera. I think I've done enough damage. Anyway, after another, whatever it's been, another 2 or 3 hours, nice sunny weather again though, so it is quite enjoyable. We are ready to turn the boiler on again, and fingers crossed now it should be working, because before we spotted the leak last time, we did actually feel some of the radiators getting warm.
Right, so far so good. So everything's bled. There doesn't at this moment in time seem to be any leaks just yet, and the boiler has fired up again, and it's working. So we're just going to let it run now for a good 20 minutes or so, and then see if some of the radiators are still gunged up. So far so good. The radiator originally that wasn't working is now very hot, but there's still a couple of the bigger rads downstairs, and also this room here, which isn't getting a huge amount of heat, but they were the sludged up ones. So what we've done is we've turned off this one, we've turned off the bathroom one, and we've turned off the box room one, and then hopefully that's going to force the hot water to go through the other rads, and then we'll know, because it could be a balancing issue, you see, because if you've got one rad which is really clear and then the others that are far away, then the boiler might be just going through that rad and back again, through that rad and back. So yeah, we're trying to force it through other radiators. Well, miracle of miracles, we have a leak. Only joking. It appears to be working. So we've shut off those other radiators, and now this one that I was worried was going to be the one that was all sludged up has got heat all over. Once we balance them, I'll get the thermal cam out just to show you all that. And downstairs, we've now got heat downstairs as well, which is fantastic. So to balance them, what we're going to do is, on this side, not the customer side that they can turn easy, but on this side, the radiators that are getting warm first, we're going to fully close them down, and on the first one maybe open it a half turn, and then the second one maybe open 3/4 of a turn, then the third one a whole turn. So I think my brother said that there was 3 full turns on this, and so that's 6 half turns. So we can go around, and then the very furthest rad, that's the last one to get hot, would nearly be, well, probably is going to be fully open. I hope that makes sense. So you're restricting the flow on the ones nearest to the boiler, or at least the ones that have such good flow that they're heating up the earliest. You're restricting them to there, and the further away ones, you're fully opening this one here, and that way then hopefully it will allow the heat to kind of go evenly throughout the whole house. So this one was cold because the bedroom, the bathroom and the box room were all super warm, but now we've closed them, this one is really warm now, really warm, even at the bottom. But I'll obviously get the thermal cam at the end, so fingers crossed. I think it's done. Right, my brother wants to check all the rads now at the thermal cam before he wants to throttle them, before he wants to balance them. So I mean, I feel like throttling the whole system, but so what we're going to do is, he's on about putting the cleaner, because I thought we had to drain it down to put the cleaner in, but he's on about not draining the system again because of airlocks and stuff, putting the cleaner in via the new rad. But anyway, you can see that that's good there. He wants to check each of them to see if there's any cold spots. And remember, these ones here, I can actually smell the dust on here, as in like I can smell. I don't think they've been this warm in a long time because it's burning off the dust. But look at that.
It won't go to the bottom.
Isn't that brilliant?
Up the tank. It wouldn't, because by that.
I'll do this with my brother anyway. That's got some clothes on it. He's on about doing it on this one here. Let's just go up to the bedroom one, because that was the one that was half sludged up.
If we drain the tank up, if we
Warm leg.
drain the tank up there.
Yeah.
If we drain that tank up there, Paul, to a quarter.
Just about.
Look at that. Look at that. That was the one that wasn't working. Now look at it.
Throw the chemical into it.
And
Draw off then.
And this one here.
So much will go down, you see, and top it up then. The most of the chemical will be going.
My only concern
excellent.
is that
I'm not sure if it's slightly warmer up the top or not. Hold on. 68 degrees.
a litre of chemical.
50, 60.
Got that much
So at the top it's saying 60, 68 at the top,
the outlet.
and at the bottom it's saying
Yeah.
59. I mean, maybe that's normal, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you can definitely see it's not like it was before, because from memory before it was cold halfway. That's really good news. Right, it's time to put the cleaner in here now. My brother's going to leave this in for about a week, then everything will get drained down, filled up again, and this time he will add Fernox to it, which is like the scale inhibitor and stuff that will clean the system, and that stuff gets stayed in. So this is purely to help remove the countless sludge that's in here. Now, because the outlet of the tank there is about this
3 inches.
Was it 3
Yeah.
3 inches?
2.5.
Oh, so it's the hole is about this much off the bottom. He's worried that if he just pours this in the tank, that this, because it's only whatever it is, 1 litre, yeah, 1 litre, is just going to sit at the bottom of the tank and not do anything. So what he's done is he's just, along with my dad, just made up this, and this is actually going to go through the hole that feeds the rest of the house, and hopefully that will kind of bung up the hole a bit, and then he's going to pour that in the top. That way then, at least it's not going to sit in the bottom of the tank. Hopefully that litre will work its way down into the pipework. I'm going to go into the garden and I'm going to let off about a litre, hopefully, and then he's going to ring me when the tank drops from here about a litre, and then he's going to pour this in via here. So there we have it. I drain off a couple of litres. My brother adds the cleaner upstairs. In about a week's time, he'll come back and drain everything again, get rid of all the cleaner, and this time fill it up and put Fernox in there. Fernox will hopefully stop the build-up of sludge over time. It would have had it in originally, so maybe it's got a life. Maybe after 5 or 10 years, you do have to change it. But we think it's all balanced okay. I'm using a little digital thermometer, and that will show me the coldest rad. That then can be the furthest rad, the one most starved of heat, so we can have that fully open. And then I think that might have been like 60 degrees. And then the one that's 61 or 62 degrees, that can be the second one, so that might be fully open apart from a quarter of a turn. Eventually we seem to manage to balance it okay. Very hard though, because all these radiators are warm. It'd be better for my dad to do in his own time, because he can start with a fully cold system, while right now we can close the boiler down for 15 minutes, but when we turn it on, the radiators are already warm. So we think we've balanced it up right, but we're not 100% sure. So let me now cut to the end of the video, but I also get a nice text message through that I want to show you at the very, very end of the video, which came through on Bank Holiday Monday. This was done on the Saturday, and my dad left to go out for a fancy meal, and so he wasn't sure whether the final verdict was whether the heating was working or not. But anyway, let's finish off the video on the Saturday. At long last, we are done. So this was the radiator here. That wasn't working at all. Not sure if that was gunk or valve. I think probably more likely valve related, because it was quite corroded in the corner. So maybe it wasn't twisting properly. This one here, you can see glowing away for itself. We've been balancing them up. This rad here definitely is still partially blocked, because you can see the bottom half is not as warm as the top half, but yet it's still fine. You know, by hand it's fine. So it's 48 degrees there, and it's 53 degrees there. So there's a 5-degree difference between them. It was an absolute epic. You can see that one there's hot all over. And they all seem to be heating up. Downstairs is a tiny bit slower than upstairs, but not much. After 10 minutes, you seem to have enough heat in the radiators. I mean, the house right now is I'm sweating. So, yeah, It's far from ideal because we all know that there's still plenty of sludge in the system, but you can see that all the radiators at this moment in time are working and everything seems happy enough. That one there. And that one over there. So it was a complete and utter epic. If I was trying to explain to somebody why it took so long, I don't know how it took so long. There's not that many radiators, there's not that big a house, but it just took an insanely long amount of time.
2 days later.
So I am back home now, and this is my boiler, and I think the moral of the story is maintain your central heating, because when it goes wrong, it's a pain. So I've had one of these fitted here, and I believe that filter there is to remove sludge. Also, pumps are different nowadays. That's different than my dad's pump. This one I think is more intelligent, and I think it can adjust the rate. So on my dad's, it's just 1, 2 or 3 different speeds, and most people set it just to 2, I think, on a small, medium-sized house. But with this one, I think it can detect resistance and stuff and change the rate accordingly. So with this one here, that there is supposed to become a serviceable item where it would get emptied once a year. I currently pay British Gas because I want the warranty on this boiler, because I had problems with my last one. Then I pay them every month, and then once a year they service my boiler. And I'd like to think, I don't like spying on the guy when he's doing it, but I like to think that they do empty that there and run through some fresh water through it to get rid of any black sludge that has built up. So yeah, put it down in the comment section. When you put Fernox into your system, do you change it every 5 years, every 10 years, or do you just leave it there forever? Because my dad's system was very, very blocked up. But hopefully now it will keep working. And I'm just going to show you the text message that he sent me today, because this is Bank Holiday Monday. Now, this was the message that came through, and it's so nice because when we left, because everything was already warm, we weren't sure how well it was balanced. But look, obviously now it's been cold and he's turned it on, and he said, "Hi Vincent, the heating is working brilliant. Downstairs just as fast as upstairs, which has not been the case for a long time. I'm so pleased." Well, isn't that fantastic there? So it's all ended up good, and the days of pain and covered in magnetite will soon be forgotten, and hopefully once Fernox is added into that system, it may well work for another few years. If not, you never know, it might be in another video. But I feel like we've learned a lot more now, especially with the magnets for checking where the blockage is. What would be really nice is if something could be invented where you put the magnets on the outside of the pipe and you use some sort of ultrasonic waves or something that could shake the inside, vibrate the inside, and you could move the sludge along. Because then, if you could just undo the nut, for example, by the pump, you might be able to move all that sludge along through that pipe all the way down. Wouldn't that be amazing if somebody could invent something like that? And I think if you could invent that, I think that person would be in for a nice retirement in Bali with all the money that they would make. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. If I've given you an idea for something that's never been done before, cut me in on it. I'll be happy with 1 or 2% if you make your billions. Anyway, thank you. See you again very soon.